Hi there guys, I'm Danny and welcome to today's episode of All Monsters Go to Space. Today I'm covering the Inuit Qalupalik. She's a human-esque mythical being who lives in the Arctic Ocean. She's said to have long, dark hair with green, bumpy skin, much like the sculpin fish, and she also has long fingernails. Some versions even say that they smell like sulfur and make a humming sound as they go. In the myths, the Qalupalik steal children, but they only ever take children that appear to be abandoned or are walking too close to the water or the ice's edge. Some tales say these beings wear elder duck clothing that have a large pouch on their backs, specifically for the children. She will hide and watch the children as they play. Then, without warning, they reach out and grab them. Another version, one that I heard personally, was that the Qalupaliks are a group of pale women who take lone children to raise them as their own, since they can't have any. They raise them to adulthood, and the girls will either become Qalupaliks or they will go on to find more children, while the boys are either returned, killed, or become hunters and protectors. The Qalupaliks are almost like a warning story, I guess, kind of like go to bed or the boogeyman will come and eat your toes sort of thing. It's used to try to prevent children from wandering too close to the edge of water or out onto thin ice. It is also said that if you hear knocking on the ice, it's them. And if the waters become choppy or steamy, it is also a sign of them hiding beneath the waters. There is also one last story I was able to find. A grandmother lived in a hut with her young grandson. They had no other family and were exceedingly poor. A few people took pity on them and would bring them meat and blubber. The boy would constantly cry because he was hungry, and in her anger, his grandmother told him to be quiet. When he wouldn't, she asked for the Qalupalik to take him away. One came and did so. Not long after this, she became more affluent, and she regretted her decision. She told an Inuit and his wife about it, and they hoped to help. The waters had thawed out a little by now, and when the tide rose, the child would sit on one of the cracks that had been formed. He had a length of seaweed tied around him, and the other end was being held by their Qalupalik. The Inuit man saw the boy and tried to approach, but the boy called out, "Two men are coming, one with a double jacket, the other with a foxskin jacket." Then he was pulled back into the water. A while later, they saw the child again. This time they tried to be very careful to not be heard, but when they were a hand's breadth away, he called out and he was pulled under again. But they never gave up trying though. They waited near the crack until he showed up. Hidden, they watched. The boy popped up again, and before he could call out, the man grabbed him and cut the seaweed rope. They didn't return him to the abusive grandmother, but raised him as their own, and he grew up to become one of the great hunters. So this was a very short and sweet video for you all. If you have any other information on these beings, then, as always, leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!